everybody. Camera holds out and camera works. It's our first official snow going out plowing thing. We got KUBOTA here, sledge here. But so the sledge is gonna get one of these big pushers over here. The one on the other side of the KUBOTA here goes on that KUBOTA, and then the one that's on the sledge right now is a small one that's gonna go on this one. And so a little bit of machinery shuffle, and then we're gonna get underway and get to our plow site. KUBOTA's acting weird. I don't know what's up with it. So I'm gonna run this until Sam gets here, and then I'll probably just drive Sam's truck. He wants to run a loader. Until we can figure out what that's wrong with that, but we gotta get moving.
Down for the count. Our KUBOTA skid loader, the KUBOTA SVL 75-2, has got, we found plugged fuel filter, so but that wasn't the worst case scenario, and that's not a big deal. That's actually the best problem you can have. It's just something you can swap out like that. The water fuel separator has algae growing in it. This is not a good scenario. This is something, and I don't know who makes the best algicide, but this is something that has been happening. I've noticed more and more where you get this algae that starts to grow inside of the fuel system. Now, some guys probably don't believe this, have never heard this before, so support me in the comments, will ya? But what happens is it'll start slow, and then it'll creep its way through. It's kind of like cholesterol in your veins. It'll plug up all of the fuel systems. I had a backhoe that algae had taken over, and I had to do a complete reboot on that backhoe. Clean every single thing, pop, scrub tanks, put in algicide. It becomes a nightmare because this algae, I don't know how or why or where it comes from, but it's not a good scenario. And so we have changed out the fuel filter in the SVL 75-2. We cleaned up the fuel water separator. Now we'll cross our fingers and we'll have to keep a close eye on that. early part of the season, we try to push that snow as far back away from our stockpiles as possible because we know there's a lot more snow coming our way. But we've got to be pretty careful that we're not doing two things. Taking the sod with it, but more importantly, taking the sprinkler heads and any other landscaping that may be buried underneath that snow along with it. So it's a real careful balance of let's just scrape without damaging.
Camera will capture me. I'll stand here in the light, but we're done with this school, and then we're rolling out to the next one. I don't know if the light catches me or not, or blah blah blah. Hey, I got light, I think. But all right, we're on to this one now. This is the church that we have to do. So all that snow that's up along there alongside the buildings all got to come over here down to where this car is. I would put you over there, but it is really dark over there, so you can't see over there. So you have to suffer from right here.
So we break into two crews, a north crew and a south crew, and each crew has about the same amount of equipment. We usually equip each crew with a couple different loaders, a skid loader or two, and then one or two pickup trucks. And then we divide the accounts equally so that we start from the north and the south and we meet in the center. And I always like to have one or two extra pieces of equipment on hand just in case something happens like you seen earlier with the KUBOTA skid loader where a piece of equipment doesn't work or a pusher doesn't work or something else doesn't work. Instead of sending an operator home, I can just send that operator into a different piece of equipment. I try to do that because I feel that if a guy is committed and dedicated enough to rearrange his sleep schedule, to show up on time, to be willing to go out all night long and plow snow, I as the owner should have that something available where worst case scenario, their dedicated piece of equipment doesn't work, they can still earn their hours in something else. I'd rather have an extra piece of equipment sitting than an operator that's hungry and wants to work going home without getting paid. I just don't feel that that's right. guys, that's going to call it for this video. But if you like snow plowing videos like this, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the bell notification. And that way, every time I upload a new video, you guys will be notified. That's going to call it for this one. God bless. Go get 'em.